Remember a few weeks ago when everyone was panicking, Jags fans were panicking and asking whether Trevor Lawrence is the guy to take the Jags forward. National media was saying the Jags offense looks stale, looks broken, but I told you guys right here on this channel, this offense was a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. The pieces were there, the scheme was there, it just needed to click, and we can now consider it detonated. 48 points, 6 total touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence, and this just isn't a good week. This is a fully realized version of the offense we knew was possible, and for those who didn't know it was possible, you have seen it now. Like, seeing is believing. And I know you're probably gonna say this is due to us playing the New York Jets, we shouldn't look too much into it and blah blah blah, but since the bye week the Jags are 6-1. But look at the scoring. We've scored at least 25 points in all 7 games. We've topped 30 points in 4 of those 7. The offense isn't just clicking, it's dominating. And Trevor Lawrence, he's playing mistake-free football. He hasn't thrown an interception in 3 straight games. He's seen the field perfectly, and the results speak for themselves. What's going on, everyone? This is Jags Central, and I hope you're all doing well. The Jacksonville Jaguars are 10-4 after absolutely dismantling the New York Jets 48-20. We need to first have a serious talk about the playoff picture because it is getting more real as the weeks go by. As we keep stacking these wins, the playoffs becomes a real possibility. So next week we can kind of clinch a playoff berth if we beat the Denver Broncos and either the Colts or the Texans lose. But first, we kind of have to look at the Houston Texans again. They won. They beat the Cardinals to move to 9-4, and they are hot and they aren't going away. Like, if the Jags aren't the most informed team in the league right now, the Texans are, because the Texans, oh my, 9-5 after starting 0-3. That is ridiculous. And they are keeping the pressure on us for the AFC title. Second, the Denver Broncos won again. They are 12-2. So they are number one, stopping us from getting the number one seed. And number two, we play them next week. So with the Denver Broncos, we are now 2 games back with only 3 games to play. Even if we beat Denver next week, we will need them to collapse down the stretch to steal this top spot, which I highly doubt is probably going to happen with the way they are playing. So what does this mean? It means our priority has to shift. And to be honest, the priority for me was always win the division and then think about the number one spot. But now, if we want to get the number one spot and if we want to clinch the division, we basically have to win out. Because the Houston Texans, they are on our tail. And I feel like if we want to guarantee at least one home playoff game, we have to secure that AFC South title. And I don't see the Texans losing any game down the stretch, and we shouldn't be losing any game towards now and the end of the season if we want that playoff spot and at least one home playoff game at the Everbank Stadium. Let's look at basically this historic performance against the New York Jets because there was so much history that was made in this game. My first takeaway is that Trevor Lawrence just played the best game of his career. The offense has fully evolved. Like, let's just look at the numbers because they are insane. He was 20 of 32, 330 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing TD, and no turnovers. He's the first quarterback to have 5 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and rush for 50 yards. So he created history there, and we're going to talk about another player who created history in a minute as well. That's a franchise record for total touchdowns in a game for the Jags. He was in total command. He made impossible throws look easy, and this is like the 3rd, 4th week in a row where he's making impossible passes look super easy. Last week it was that pass to Tim Patrick, and this week it was that 33-yard moonshot to Parker Washington on the move right before the half. He shredded the Jets man coverage, and this is a marriage of a quarterback talent like Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen's scheme finally reaching its peak. When Trevor plays like this, there isn't a team in the NFL we can't beat. My second takeaway is that the versatility of this offense is a nightmare for defensive coordinators because we've seen the play calling, and like number two, how do you stop this team with Travis Etienne having only 32 rushing yards, but it didn't matter because he caught 3 touchdowns. He became the first running back to do that, to have 3 receiving touchdowns. Then you have Brian Thomas Jr. catching deep balls, you have Jacoby Myers moving the chains, you have Parker Washington making big plays down the field, and then you can't forget Bashal Tutin as well, scoring a nifty screen as well. We scored 48 points and it felt like we left some on the field. We had 40 points before the 4th quarter started, and this is not the inconsistent Jaguars offense of old. This is a juggernaut, and hopefully we see it move on. My third takeaway is that this was a mature, disciplined win by a serious contender. It would have been easy to overlook the 3-11 Jets, but Liam Cohen had his team ready to kill. The defense, number one, they deserve a massive shout out. They shut the run down completely, and it makes sense because they are the number one run defense in the league. They held Breece Hall to just 23 yards and 12 carries. That is literally just under 2 yards a carry. They forced 3 interceptions. Shout out to Ventrell Miller for his first career pick, and Monteric Brown for a crazy grab as well. That was probably one of the craziest catches of the day that I saw yesterday. And special teams, Cam Little became the youngest NFL player in history to hit 50 career field goals. Offense, defense, special teams, everyone showed up, and that is what 10-win teams do. So let's quickly go into the game summary. So how did we drop this 40 burger? We came out firing in the first quarter. The way we were dicing it up, it was unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence hits Brian Thomas Jr. for a tight window touchdown on the opening drive. Then Trevor uses his legs for a 15-yard touchdown run, and that was an amazing one because the protection kind of broke down. He couldn't find any person open, so he thought, you know what, let me just take this myself, and he runs it in for 15 yards. 14-0, just like that. Jets scored to make it 14-7. We answered immediately. Basel Tuton scores in a nifty screen pass. That was an amazing play call from Liam Cohen. We added a Cam Little field goal, and in the dagger, Monteric Brown gets a huge interception near midfield with a minute left. Trevor wastes no time and hits Travis Etienne for a touchdown right before the break. We go into the half 31-10, and in the third quarter there was no letting up. Trevor Lawrence finds Etienne for his second touchdown of the day. Then the defense gets to stop. Cam Little hits his milestone field goal, and then Trevor Lawrence hits Etienne again on the screen for his third touchdown. It was 48-20, and the starters were done before the fourth quarter even started. Fourth quarter, cruise control, the backups came in, the defense grabbed 2 more interceptions to seal it, and we celebrated a massive W. So we are here now, 10-4. Who would have thought we would have been 10 wins after the bye week? We are rolling, and now we head to the mountains in Denver. Next week is Jacksonville versus Denver, 10-4 versus 12. Even though the number one seed is kind of a long shot against the Broncos, but this game is about respect, and it's about proving we can go into Denver and beat the best team in the AFC, because for all we know, this could be the AFC Championship game. This could be the game that the Jags take them to the Super Bowl for the first time. So when the Jags go into Denver this Sunday, they should be looking at it thinking, next time we come here, we should be going to the Super Bowl. So that's how we should take that game, because we have the momentum, they have the momentum. We have the offense, they have the offense. We have the defense, they have the defense. And we go into Denver, make a statement, and this, you never know, this could be the game that takes us to the Super Bowl in a month or so. So that's my breakdown of the historic day at the Everbank Stadium. Was I right about the offense being ready to explode? Let me know in the comments, and as always, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.